Hi, it's Florian, and in this video I'm going to talk about if you really need a PhD to get a career in management. So if you're interested, stay tuned. First of all, what you need to understand is what management actually means to understand if you need a PhD. And management is something that many people don't understand correctly, I think. Management doesn't mean to be highly paid and somewhere up in an org chart, but it rather means to have a specific type of personality. So as a manager, you need to be very tough, very hardworking, very frustration tolerant. You need to be smart, not only from a scientific point of view, but also from a people management point of view. You need to be tactical. You need to be strategic. You need to know what your superiors want and what you want. You need to, in general, manage things. So manage patterns, manage people, manage bonuses, manage promotions, manage projects, but you don't execute. So you're not the one who does the stuff in the end, but you're the one who controls it and who sponsors it, which is very different from what most people think a manager is doing or should do. What else do you need to be? You need to be assertive. You need to be influential. You need also to have a very high stress resistance as a manager. So you cannot back down easily. You need to go forward. And of course, the major thing you need to be able to do is give feedback, not only the good feedback, but also the bad feedback. So tell someone if you don't like what he or she is doing, and maybe even fire people. And first of all, think about how to restructure and who should get fired. Those are not easy decisions and easy calls to make, and that are also not things that people can do easily. So the question that you can ask yourself now is, how does a PhD help me with that? And interestingly, when you look at management, you see that there's, I would say, more PhDs than in the general population. So when you look at it from a percentage point, you will see that in management, you have more PhDs. You also have more psychopaths and narcissists, but that's maybe also something that has to do with personality traits. But the question is, which personality traits do you need to have as a PhD, which also help you in management? So not every PhD becomes a manager, but more PhDs become managers than not PhDs. And what I figured out is actually that what makes you maybe a bit more likely to become a manager as a PhD is especially the tough working part of it and the high stress resistance that you need to do a PhD. Also, you need to be smart, otherwise you won't be able to do a PhD. But it's usually not the topic that you did in your PhD. So it's not, if you are an engineering PhD who thinks about the coils in electric engines, or about some kind of programming stuff, or I don't know, metalworks in bridges or whatever, that is not something that qualifies you as a manager, and it's actually absolutely not needed to know all this stuff to become a manager. You need the capabilities that you need to get to this also in management, or part of these capabilities. And that does not mean that you cannot become a manager without a PhD, because you can have the same kind of personality, the same personal profile, and just not do a PhD. You could have done maybe one, but you don't because you want to work or because you don't think you should do one, whatever. But a PhD does not qualify you really to become a manager. What qualifies you are the personality traits that qualify you to a PhD that also might qualify you to become a manager. Not all of them, but you have, I would say, a very good basis if you did a PhD to also pursue a career in management. But it's not a guarantee. And you need also other traits, like being open, being able to influence people, being able to speak freely in front of an audience, all of these things that you might not learn or might not have or might not need if you do a PhD. So a PhD in general doesn't qualify you to become a manager. You can become a manager without a PhD as easy as with a PhD, but still there are more PhDs in management because they usually have the personality traits that also helps them to become a manager in the end. But never expect that a PhD will help you any further in your career than not a PhD. That is not true anymore. Maybe it was true 10 years ago or 20 years ago, but currently this is not true. You can become a manager as easily without a PhD as with a PhD. Same goes for an MBA. It also is not a kickstarter for your management career. It's just something you can have. If you like it, if it gives you more confidence, if you want to study more, no problem doing it. But don't expect it to help you to become a better manager or a manager at all. So I hope you liked it. I hope you learned something in this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and have a good day. Bye.